Stream start. Ow. Alright, let's send this. Boop. Do this little number. Alright. Get down there. Perfect. Let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, welcome to the Flat Park Courthouse. My name is Tyler Cohen, and I will be presiding over today's proceedings. On the dock today, we've got some serious scuff. Got a new camera for mini painting, and I think it is arguably clearer than the dinky little webcam I was using. But it's still got some issues. For example, I don't know how to get rid of this little thing that you can see on the screen here. This little menu nonsense. But we'll just deal with it. It's fine. It's not that distracting, right? Another thing, this camera will go to sleep if I'm not recording. And I don't know how long this is going to take, so... And there we go. You get to hear the nice startup tone. Fantastic. Love it. So that's the thing that's going to be happening, most likely. I'll try to just record natively on the camera so it doesn't go to sleep. We'll just have to keep an eye on the time until this little SD card is full. Rolling with the punches here tonight. So let's go ahead and boop. Is it doing it? Is it recording? I can't tell. Take the video. Okay, maybe we won't be doing that. But yeah, this is an action camera. Oh, I also have to be very careful not to kick my stand here, because if I do, it might get disconnected. But yeah, this is an action camera, so it's really meant for like nature shots. Like if you're riding your bike and you want to record a time lapse or something like that, that's what this is for. So it's not really meant for these sorts of close-up things, but it's adequate. I feel like it'll be a lot clearer. The picture will be clearer, for certain. See if I can even out this light just a little bit. Maybe. Yeah, it's a bit better, I think. Whatever, we'll roll with it. Also, the bitrate seems to be extremely bad at the moment. I apologize. That's what I was prepared for. Scuff. Scuff all the way. Until I bite the bullet and buy an actual decent camera. It's just what we have to expect. Anyways. We're going to get started in just a little bit. I got my brush. I'm hoping that if I just click the button periodically on the camera, it will not go to sleep. But we'll see. Until then, we need some music. What should we listen to this time? It's gotta be something royalty free. Ideally, anyways. And we might as well actually just start with Postgazer again. Freaking love this album. Boop. Oh god, that's loud in my ear. Boop. There we go. It should be very faint, ideally. Ugh. Perfect. Alright. what we'll be painting tonight are these two pre-primed minis. These are the last pre-primed minis that I have prepared. I'll have to go buy some new ones. Or, you know, just prime some not pre-primed minis. Either way. 2 more elves. This time we got some warrior women. Knights with flowing capes and sashes and... Really, I love the breastplates on these because they're not super ornamental, they're just sort of plain. Ugh. So what we really need to do tonight is figure out the color scheme for these two. See if I can give you a good look at these. It's a little blown out. Getting into the darkness doesn't really help. Do I have... Maybe if I use this piece of cardboard I have over here, it'll make it easier to see. It does not. Oh, jeez. Also, the sword is going to be a little bit bendy like this. This is fine. Looks like the best focus is like right here. Ugh. If I can adjust the light a little bit more so it's not quite so blown out. But it's still visible. Still not great, but we'll deal with it. Alright, so color scheme. What are we gonna do with these two? Ugh. I didn't make a plan beforehand because I thought it'd be fun to just wing it. Especially with my limited palette. I've only got those few paints that I bought for this setup. Boop. But I like the idea of these two being like sisters. Like, I imagine older sister, younger sister. So I want there to be some symmetry between their color schemes. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with that. Like, the big flowing cape on this one makes me want to do red. I love, like, big splotches of red on minis. I don't know why. But I might go out of my comfort zone. Maybe make the cape blue. And sort of, like, build up from a darker blue into a very bright highlight on the tops of these, like, ruffles here. Whoop. Forgot. This camera is going to be the death of me. Boop. There we go. It'd be nice if I could record. But I don't think it will record as long as it's connected to the PC. I don't know why that's the case. But we'll deal with it. Boop. Yes, let's see. What kind of blues do we have back here? I am in a mire of wires right now. Yeah. So apologize if it's slow. You can sort of see in the corner there all of the paints. Whoop. Yeah. What you can't see is my mic stand and my keyboard and the handle for the camera tripod. So this should be good. Technically a green, but we'll take it. What is this? That is just green. I feel like I definitely have more green than anything else for some reason. Ah! Oh. Put some white over here. Let's grab our black as well. Whoop. Very slowly, so I don't knock anything over. Like a fool. So I'm thinking primarily blue. That's gonna be the main color for these two. The question now is, what else are we gonna put on there? We could go contrast with the orange. We could make... I guess we could use green as well. Sort of keep it a cool colored color scheme. Blue and yellow might also be interesting. I think we can definitely use the orange for like highlights and stuff. Or rather, not highlights, but like little detail bits. If there are any, I actually didn't check. Yeah, there don't seem to be any. At least not on this one. What about this one? Oh. Yeah, this one could work. This one has a lot more ornamentation. And I actually like the idea of this one being a little bit brighter. With orange detail bits. Because you think younger sibling, you think spunky. A bit more energetic, like she's the protagonist of the story. So let's go for a more muted color? No, that's not what I want to say. A more dark color scheme. So probably... Oh, there it goes again! No! Well, I guess this color will be a surprise then. We're gonna figure this out. There we go. Yeah. Corn red. Big surprise. So primary color between these two will be blue. For the younger one, this one right here, put some orange. For the older sister, we'll put the red. That's the plan. And I think for other detail bits, we'll just use contrast paints. I keep saying that, contrast paint. It's speed paint. I've got my speed paints over here. So let's see here. What are we gonna do? So now this one has a bit of an issue. That's kind of common with these little minis, these little pre-prime minis, or any ones that you buy and like pre-assembled. A lot of times the packaging doesn't really take into account the dimensions of the mini and the accessories it has. So you get a lot of weapons that are bent. And you can fix that just by like bending it into place for a long time. I didn't do that for this mini. So oh well. We'll deal with it. She'll have a curved sword. Now what I'm really... Ooh. We also have Tuskor fur. That'll be a good highlight, I think. Yeah, I really should have made a plan before starting stream, but we were already an hour behind. I think this is fine. Part of the creative process, right? So let's start with painting the faces. And the skin. I think both of them have exposed hands. Faces, obviously. But this one looks like the arms are exposed. I don't know if you can really see it. There's no armor. From the shoulder to the forearm. So, let's pull out our speed paint brush. Get that all ready to go. And I wasn't a huge fan of Crusader skin. This skin tone speed paint. I'm sure it's fine, but in the case of this really flat gray primer, it doesn't look super good. Oh my goodness. Scuff. We'll get it. It'll be fine. Oh. Or will it? Okay. Okay. There has to be a setting that will allow me to record, right? We can do photo mode, burst photo mode, time-lapse photo? I don't think that's what we want to do. Video again. Come on. Man, it would be so much easier if it would just record, but it doesn't. Oh well, it's fine. Once we get started painting, I'll fall into a rhythm and it'll be a bit easier to keep it alive. So anyways, as I was saying about the skin tone, didn't really like it on the last elf that we painted. With the flat gray primer, it doesn't look super great. It looks very thin. You can still kind of see the gray through it. So I was thinking could use hardened leather. Or maybe we can mix these two. Let's try that. Let's try mixing hardened leather with Crusader skin. And see what we can get. What the result will be. Shaky, shaky, shaky. Okay. Whoop. 2 drops of Crusader skin. 2 drops of hardened leather. Whoop. Whoop. Let's see what comes of this. I'm going to focus the stirring on the Crusader skin side, because that's what I want the base to be. Hopefully, hardened leather won't just completely dominate the mixture. Alright. Let's try it out. Start with the younger sibling. Hit the arms. The hands. I'm gonna have to wick off some of this paint because it is pooling a bit, which is fine. Go. One of the things I need to fix up as well is my own lighting setup. Because while I think the lighting is okay, for the stream itself, there's a lot of light going into my face. Alright. So it's looking a little bit heavy. That's fine, we can wick away some of the more intense bits. Whoopsie. I just got a bunch. I tried to wick some off the arm, under the arm, and it got all over the chest plate. I'll have to fix that later. And it is very fixable, of course. I just did it again, this time on the collar here. Pull some of that off of the eyes, because we don't want her to be super dark-eyed. With like deep shadows in the eye sockets. After all, she's meant to be the protagonist character. She's got to be a bit brighter. There we go. think that's possibly good. Good enough for now, anyways. Yeah, it's still not super clear. Again, this is an action camera. Not really meant for close-up shots. Little work for now. It's a problem that we can deal with later down the line. Okay, get the neck. There we go. Older sister's gonna be a bit paler than the younger sister, but that's fine. God, there's no good place to grip these. There we go. Can't really see it. That's fine. One advantage is the thicker mixture we got on the younger sister. Ooh, so it's a bit more visible on the camera. Alright, skin tone done. And let's see here, how are we gonna do the blue and the red on this mini? She's covered in armor. Like, this one's covered in heavy armor. She's got greaves on the legs. She's got whatever the arm ones are called. I can't quite remember at the moment. Her hands are bare, but everything else is armored. Chest, legs, arms. She doesn't have much room for, like, little detail pieces. The younger sister is by far the more detailed. She has a bunch of straps. She does have some heavier armor, but it's not all-encompassing. It's mostly just on her legs and our chest. For the older sister, I'm really stumped with this one. I guess what we could do... Oh, I've also been absolutely fingering the paint. Got paint a little bit on my fingers there, so hopefully that doesn't leave any bad blotches. You know what I forgot to do? Why I'm having so much trouble? The one thing that I forgot to do before I started was put these two on some egg carton ends. I wonder if I can go get that real quick without knocking the camera around. Whoa, here we go. Whoa! I'll be back. I'm probably still hungry. Oh goodness. Oh no. Oh no. There's no adhesive. Performing some quick surgery here. Come on. Alright, let's see if these ones work. Whoop. Perfect. Now I just need one more piece. I think we got some scissors here. Perhaps. Maybe. It's possible. particularly funny. Because I actually just recently acquired a multi-tool. And that is perfect for what I need right now. I can't get the scissors to come out. Oh, got it. Nice. Oh, they're super dull. Tragedy. Alright, these are not going to work. And the camera turned off. Oh god. Let's get this back on. There we go. We will overcome the scuff. Eventually. Alright, I'm gonna go make some more adhesive pads, and I'll be right back. Before I do, though... Okay. I bet you thought I was kidding about the scuff today. No, no, no. The scuff is real. Whoa. And it is real bad. Boop. There. Now they are properly affixed. Ah. Oh. Now they'll be easier to paint. Ideally. No promises. Alright. So now that we have these properly affixed to some kind of holding base, in this case, egg carton pieces, should be a bit easier to examine and handle. One thing I'm struggling with this, the older sister. I don't know if I want to give her this like red bit, because she doesn't really have much detail going on. I guess I could make her armor blue, but I'm not sure how to go about doing that. I'm not entirely familiar with non-metallic metal. I guess we could just paint it blue and just see where it goes. That's something we could do. We could wing it. Have some fun. Yeah, why not? Let's do that. Put this brush away. We're not using any more contrast paint for the time being. Contrast paint. Speed paint. I'll get that right eventually. No! This is going to keep happening. It's going to happen over and over and over. But that's okay. We were born in the scuff. Molded by it. We'll get through this. Okay. Shake up this little Citadel pot. We're using, what is this called? Stegodon Scale Green. Whoop. As the base of our blue armor. And this is going to be the base of the armor on both the older sister and the younger sister. we go. That should be enough. Hopefully. Just gonna give ourselves a nice thickum splotch of blue here. And that should be enough for what we're doing here. Try to get as much of this off the brush as possible before we rinse. I'm gonna have to make a habit of pushing the little camera button on this camera every once in a while. Okay. Let's get this nice and thinned out so it's not crazy thick. I'll have to rinse out the brush again because I got that paint a little bit too far down in those bristles. Yeah. That's fine. These things happen. Just something here. Okay. Now then. Finally, after half an hour, we can get down to business and start painting. Only the best here at Flat Park Courthouse. This is how we do it. Okay, get into this little crevice at the back here. Can't seem to hit that. Strange. Another thing I failed to do before starting this was clean up these minis. A lot of the times when you get these pre-primed ones, they didn't really care to clear up any mold lines or seams. So there's lots of raised bits that shouldn't be raised. And we just have to deal with those tonight. Really fits in with the Scuff theme. We are on brand. Okay. Some more water in the brush. Seems like we're probably going to need even more paint than I thought. No, I forgot. God, do I need to like put up a counter to record how many times I will forget to do this? Because it's going to get ridiculous, I'm sure. I'll definitely have to do some more experimentation to figure out like a optimal setup for this camera. So that it doesn't do this. But for now, it's fine. We'll work with it. And I gotta say, so far I'm kind of digging this color as an armor color. definitely not bad so far. Woo. Push that button. God. Only there was a way I could keep the camera from going to sleep. That would just be so nice. Yeah, I wasn't sure about this color before I started painting, but now that I'm seeing it on the Mini, I'm quite liking it as an armor base. The question now is, will it look good when I highlight it with the brighter blue? I'm not entirely confident. That's fine. Oh, you know what I really need to get? Is one of those now playing things for my stream. I don't really listen to music while I'm playing games and stuff, but while I'm painting, or if I'm building Gunpla or something, or building a mini, or minis, it would be nice for people to be able to just see what exactly is playing when they tune in. Whew. There's a little piece that is evading me on this left arm. Okay. Upper body, armor done. It's pretty nice, I think. Let's get the lower body going. Alright. One of the benefits of a character just wearing straight up heavy armor. Don't have to do too much color switching. At least on the initial coat. You know what I might do for this armor thing? Is I might hit it with a dry brush of a bright metallic. That'll imply that it's actually, you know, metal. Come on. Get into those little crevices. Paint it from the back. Underneath the cape. I love that this one has a cape that, like, flows outward. As opposed to being close to the body, because I can actually get behind it. And get to details and bits of the model. Okay. There's a lot of creases in this armor. Make it a little hard to get everything. Alright, that'll do. One more leg, and the armor will be done. Push the button. Pop. Oh, this left leg is one that has a lot of mold lineage. Uh-oh. Had too much moisture in the brush. So this left leg is going to look a little bit different than the rest of the armor, unfortunately. At least until we get the second coat down. What happened is the liquid in the brush flowed from the dry part of the brush, like the actual shaft of the brush, down into the bristles, and it thinned the paint even more than it already was. Okay. Woo! Almost lost my grip there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need to put some more paint in the palette here. Okay, there's just one last bit on the heel. A little bit behind the knee. Up. Okay. Can call that done, I think. That first coat anyways. Nice solid dark blue-green armor. I'm pretty happy with that. Now let's pick out the spots on the younger sister that need this color. So the legs for sure. The legs are all armor. She also has a chest piece. So underneath all these like straps she has going around, she has this chest piece here and these shoulder bits. So I think it's going to be shoulder bits, chest piece, legs are going to be in this dark blue-green color. Get a lot more paint this time. I think that's a lot more. Might not be, who knows. Gosh, I can see the paint like getting pushed out of the pot and into the side. It's like it should be clear like this, but it's all bunching up here. That's gonna dry, and it's gonna make the pot difficult to open. It's a crying shame. Oh gosh, when the water gets dark like this. There we go. Get that nice and worked in. Okay. Let's get to work on this armor. We'll start on the legs with this one. Since those are the largest parts that are going to be this color. Oh. Paint's getting a little thin. Make sure the shaft of the brush is nice and dry. So one situation in which a wet palette would come in big handy. So I wouldn't really need to worry about Push the button. Ooh. My paint drying out and I wouldn't have to get so much moisture in the brush. I'm pretty sure moisture in the brush is important anyways. It helps the paint flow out of the bristles. I think there are painting techniques that you don't want so much moisture, but moisture is still important for most painting. There we go. And one of these days, I'll figure out a setup that will allow me to keep the action on camera. So it's not just my model looking down over a motionless painting setup. Go. Remoisten. Go. Okay. When we get to the end of this album that we're using for background right now, we'll have to look up some proper copyright-free stuff. Pretty sure this album doesn't have a copyright issue. Or like a song that will get copy struck. But you know, better safe than sorry. Especially since I had some of the music just playing for a bit. While I was fixing the paint holder, or not the paint holder, the mini holder issue. Ow! Happened again. That's fine. Let's get this back up. Again. It's just going to keep going to sleep. There we go. You can see some of the progress we've made on this one. Just a little bit. Go. Let's finish up this side of the chest piece. Yeah, there will come a time when I have a setup that is more conducive to mini painting. But now is not that time. But we work with what we have. Okay. Go. Let's see here. I think you can see a bit of... Oh, that's right. I almost forgot. So on her right side here, on your left, there's this little bit you can sort of see under her arm. I don't know if I can angle that. Yeah, there you go. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. So, I was only painting this part down here. But this armor plate goes up. That's not actually part of the skin. I didn't intend for that to happen. That was just where some of the speed paint got splattered. So I have to go in on that. Whoa. Make sure I'm hitting the camera button. Oops. Hit the arms a bit with the blue, that's fine. There we go. Hit this bit as well on the upper chest. Alright. And on the back as well. I think. It's hard to tell what is a scarf and what isn't. Alright. Chest piece mostly done. Now I just gotta get those shoulder pads. Okay. Gotta make sure this gets hit. Alright, shoulder pad number 1 done. Okay. All right. Boom. Armor on the younger sister done. Now then, as for the details, I'm thinking the entire sash system on the older sister here is going to be corn red. And then we'll probably use this Tuskor fur color to bring up some of the higher points. Let's go ahead and get that going. Shake, 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 yeah. Open it up. I'm gonna need a lot more than this. Ooh, a thought just occurred to me. I have a darker shade of red. So rather than use Tuskor fur to bring up the color, maybe I should use that darker red as the base and then use corn red to highlight. Because corn red has this really nice, vibrant color. Ah, come back! No! Comedy of errors. Yeah, let's grab this. There we go. We got there. So that corn red's probably going to go to waste at this point, which is really sad. Ooh, what we could do instead, rather than just use this straight chaotic red, we can mix the chaotic red and the corn red. That way we don't waste this big blotch of corn red that I already set out. Come on. There we go. Okay, let's mix these up. I really do need to get a mixer as well. Something to actually mix these paints rather than just using the brush and ruining it forever. They kind of... And there's a little bit of a difference there. But not much. Whoop. Alright, let's start ahead and start hitting this big old cape. Oh yeah, this is gonna need multiple coats. Once it's done... Oh god, all the moisture going into the brush. Make sure that's nice and dry. While the bristles are still a little bit moist. Perfect. With a big surface, big flat surface like this cape, I'm tempted to try wet blending out. Not something I'm usually too good at. You can sort of see it's a bit splotchy. Paint's pretty thin. Oh my god! And we're right back to it. We will get there. Eventually. We'll get to that point where we're just in a rhythm. And the freaking camera won't catch us by surprise anymore. Someday, maybe. Oh god, maybe I should have done this cape before I did the armor. This is gonna be kind of difficult to get into the back of the cape. Or rather, the front of the cape? However that works out. This bit. You know? Trying to actually paint the parts, like, right here. It'd be kind of a pain in the butt. Lack of foresight! Very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay, we're getting there. Going for a refill. Really just blobbing this paint on here. There we go, there we go, there we go. Alright, so we kind of got it going. Again, looks a little bit splotchy because the paint's thin. That's fine. We'll do another coat, bring that color, get that color a bit more solid. And I really want to try wet blending a highlight. That'll be for later. First, I want to get this base coat down. Okay. One nice thing about this color scheme is that this red, the shade of red specifically, kind of disappears into the dark blue of the armor. So if I make any mistakes on this first bit, it shouldn't show up too bad. And I love that. I think that's very convenient. Push the button just to make sure. Alright. Got the front sash a bit done. Now we gotta get the waist part. Go. Gosh. Keep noticing little bits that I've missed. I feel compelled to go back and fix them. Okay. Whoop. There we go. Ooh, getting behind this arm is going to be kind of difficult. It's going to be a challenge. Never mind, that was super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Trying to get the bits right in there. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Ooh, but there is still the part of the cape on that part. That might actually prove a little bit challenging. Okay, wasn't so bad. We got there. Okay. Going to town on the skirt. Oh, I forgot about the camera again. No! Ugh. One of these days. One of these days. Alright. Let's get the underside of the skirt now. Oh, it looks like the music has ended. Have to do a quick search for some royalty-free music that we can just sort of have on in the background. At least as soon as I finish this bit of the skirt. Not gonna worry about way up there. It's just fine the way it is. Alright. Let us find some music. We'll just go with some generic royalty-free stuff. What? Let's see. Lo-fi chilled beats? Maybe not that generic. Uplifting, positive background music? Okay. Check out radio stations. Let's try this out. Oh. Alright. I'm digging this so far. Alrighty. Nice and chill. Relaxing time. Quick, chill paint. Alright, that's a solid first coat, I think. There's a little bit here that needs to be done. Oh, it took me too long to bring up some more music. And I forgot about the camera. I will never learn. If only it would let me record while I had it connected to the computer. But it doesn't want to let me do that. A tragedy if there ever was one. Okay, let's get this little bit here. Okay, there's a spot here that needs to be done. That I am having difficulty hitting. Alright. First coat on that down. Now I'm actually having second thoughts about what I wanted to do with the younger sister here. Because originally I wanted to have like orange details around, just to like differentiate or give her like a brighter appearance. But now I'm not so sure. Maybe I'll use Tuskor fur instead of corn red for her. That way she has a brighter color, a bit more washed out, but still brighter. And the older sister can have sort of her darker color scheme. That's still vibrant with the corn red. Kind of like that. And we'll sort of do the same thing where we'll mix in the chaotic red, the darker one, with this Huskor fur to bring it down a little bit. Just to act as the base color. Oh god, that is actually very light by comparison. Like, that's almost a skin to... Oh, the Akaso! No. There we go. There's probably a screensaver setting that I can adjust, but we're in the middle of the stream. We don't need to worry about that now. Mix in some of this darker red. Oh man, that's barely working at all. Let's bring it down a little bit, making it kind of pinkish. Let's get the corn red in there too. Okay, yeah, kind of gives it a more pinkish vibe compared to the other color. I dig that. Yeah, let's go with that. I just wasted so much paint right there. There's a big old glob on the brush that I could have wiped off onto the palette. But I didn't do that. I failed to do it. Let's get that thinned down a little bit. Get those colors a bit more incorporated. Alright, let's see how this looks. So far, it's not bad. In fact, I quite like it. I mean, we'll see how it looks once it's dry, of course, but for the time being, I think it looks nice. And once I finish this skirt bit, I will show you. Push the button just to make sure it doesn't go back to sleep. Okay, get that bit here. Fantastic. I see an opportunity to actually use that orange as I wanted to before. All right. Oop. Drop that down a little bit. So, that's the color we're getting. I like it a bit more. This is not going to look super great right now comparison because this one is a bit thicker than this one. But you can sort of get, I feel like there's a bit of a colder vibe from this one at the moment. We'll fix that. It'll get a bit brighter. But this one, I'm liking it. It's a slightly different color. And I think that's exactly what we want. We want them to be similar, not exactly the same. I'm noticing a bit where I forgot to paint the armor on the back here. Most of this is like straps and like a bag, like right here, but there's a little bit right here where that's armor. So let's see if I can reconstitute this blue-green here. Think that's probably good. Oh yeah, perfect. Fill that in as well. Okay. So another detail that kind of got lost because of the speed paint dripping is that this one also has a scarf. So we're going to make that the red color as well. We might even make one of these straps that she's got going across her chest that color. Do-do-do. Yeah, let's do this strap that color. So that satchel that she has on her back, we're going to make it tied to her with the scarf. All right. Boom. Okay, spin, spin. There we go. See if I can bring this light a little bit. Oh, look at that. That is so much better. Holy crap. Oh, and there appears to be a bug on my wall. Oh. Oh. See if I can get it. Push the button. Oh, no, it's gone. Alright. It escaped. Yeah, that might blow things out a little bit, but now there's not the shadow covering the minis. Okay. Got some basic colors down. I guess now we want to do some detail work? No, not quite detail work. We still want to do the accessories, so sword and scabbard on the older sister, and all these straps and satchels. Oh, she also has some arm guards. I completely forgot about those. We gotta hit those with the red too. A little bit of water on there that I need to get rid of. There we go. I was initially thinking that these arm guards could be like the orange color, like the really bright accent color. But looking at them again, I think they're large enough armor pieces that it makes more sense to incorporate them into the main color scheme. There we go. Push the button. Push the button. There we go. Gotta keep pushing that button so the camera doesn't go to sleep. It's like an extra little game. It's a nice, chill mini painting stream until... Uh-oh, the camera's gonna go to sleep if you don't keep pushing that button. There we go. Okay. So I think that sets the tone for these two quite well. The darker older sister, the lighter younger sister. Now, what are we going to do about the details? There's a spot for some metallic details on this scabbard here. What if the younger sister has that as well? She does, yes. So what are we going to do about that? Oh, there's an idea. We'll use this, sulfide ochre, and we'll bring the color down a lot. I think we'll probably mix it with the chaotic red and then also some crypt wraith, and we'll try to get ourselves a brown going. For that, though, we need to clear out the palette. There we go. Give it a nice big ol' wipe. Hopefully not get any of that on my hands. Palette scraping ASMR. Alright. And hands are clear of paint. Fantastic. Let me get these three shaken up. And then we can start trying to mix ourselves a brown-ish color. I could also just do these two and get like a really dark, almost brown red. I kind of want to go for the actual brown. This might actually not work because these colors are kind of muted. But we're going to give it a shot. No! Oh, we had a good streak going. Then I messed it up. Okay, we're back. Again. It's probably a bit too much. But whatever. We're going to work with it. We do want that yellow ochre to be the base. There we go. And ideally, this will result in a nice brown color. I can't guarantee that it will, but we can hope. Here goes. Oh, jeez. Are they mixing? They're kind of mixing. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, ho, ho. It's not quite the rich brown that I was hoping for, but that is indeed a brown color. I think that works perfectly. All I have to do is waste a little bit of ochre paint. Bop. This is fine. Oh no. Also, I just realized the battery on the camera is going out, which is very unfortunate. We'll probably have to switch back to the not so great webcam once that dies for real. I love how it gives me like 3 hours of recording time, but can't last that long. Oh, but yeah, this is actually a really nice brown color. It occurs to me now that I could have just used the speed paint. Where's the fun in that? Yeah, doesn't come out super well on here. Can't really see it on the camera, but that's fine. I think I thinned it a little too much. Who knows, maybe that was for the best. Okay. It is definitely pretty thin. Push the button. Let's go ahead and make some of these details for the younger sister this color. She's got a little dagger here. I'm a little worried about her color scheme becoming a little bit boring because of this. Let's go, look at all this brown. I also don't want to do anything too crazy with the color scheme, lest it become noisy. So maybe this will just be a temporary measure. And we'll come back with something a bit more exciting afterwards. Gosh, especially for our main belt here. Okay, plan. We now have her straps and her belt painted brown, as well as her scabbard and little scabbard for the dagger here. I'm thinking she has these little waist accessories here. One that's holding her scabbard, the other I'm guessing can hold a scabbard. She's also got this satchel on the back. I think we make those orange. That'll give her the brighter color that I was looking for, like the brighter detail that I was looking for. That will hopefully not be too overbearing. She also has this little sort of like pattern on the hem of the skirt here, almost like it's tassels running along the hem. I kind of want to paint those a specific color. I don't know if I want that to be a metallic or if I want that to be the orange, though. Not entirely sure, but I want it to stand out. Maybe I could use the lighter blue. Like, as I use it to highlight the armor plates, I can actually also use it here. I like that idea. Let's see, what do we want to do with the swords? Because what I've been doing with swords so far, because I don't have a silver paint right now, I've been doing like darker copper colors. I do have a lighter copper color that might work well for the blades. As for the actual, like, what do you call this bit? The hilt. Yeah, the hilt of the sword. I've been doing like the ochre color, like making a darker version and then lighting it up to get like kind of a not quite faux gold, like non-metallic gold. I guess we could try doing that again. Because I don't want to add yet another color into the mix. I think that would be a little bit... That would actually be way too noisy. So let's get the orange on this one. We'll have to bring this down as well. Otherwise it will become way too bright, way too quickly. We're also an hour and a half in. How much time do you think we have until this camera dies? I'm not super confident. Alright. We get 2 dots of orange here. Not too much. There we go. And we're actually going to mix in some of that really dark green, dark blue-green from before. The Stegadon scale green. Oh, wait. Quick shake. What I'm hoping this will do is it'll bring the color of the orange down. Or it'll just turn green. Wow. Not quite what I was expecting. Maybe I used too much. I think I used too much of the blue. I'm gonna try this again. Because I'm pretty sure it works. It works really well if you want to bring a red color down. If you use a similarly shaded green. I don't know why that works, but it does. Alright, let's try this again. 2 dollops of orange, and we're going to do a tiny, tiny bit of the Stegadon scale. Real itty-bitty bit of that. Oop. Just this little bit on the tip. I'm going to mix it right in there, and it's turning green again. Astounding. But you can sort of see it kind of worked this time. It brought the color down, but it brought it down way too much. Maybe the Stegodon is just too strong. Yeah, maybe that was the issue. Let's use the Troglodyte Blue. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to prove myself right here. No! Now, is that the battery going, or is that just me forgetting to push the button? Oh. Still alive. For now. Alright, let's try this again. Once more with feeling. Massive massive dose of copium here. Surely it's only because the Stegodon scale was too dark. It was overpowering the orange. When I use this color, this Troglodyte Blue, surely it will work perfectly. Because it is of a similar color temperature. Not really color temperature, it's as bright as the orange. I'm gonna put this right here. Just a tiny, tiny dot. Tiny dot. And we're gonna slowly bring this dot into the orange. Oh. A little bit more. And there you have it. See, it does work. A nice, darker shade of orange. It's really barely orange anymore, but it should work as a base coat that will let me build up to a much brighter orange over time. There we go. Okay, get a little bit more of that. Let's hit this satchel. Oh, forgot to hit the button again. Still alive. It's still alive. If only this thing had a thing I could plug in. Fortunately, all it has is battery packs. All right. There we go. You can sort of see it there. Nice muted green that doesn't overpower. You can see it a little bit better with the satchel on the back. Did I say green? It's an orange. Oh my goodness. Nice muted orange that doesn't overpower. Oh, low battery. Here we go. Hey, okay, it's dead. Alright. Here's the plan. I have one more battery pack. I'm going to attempt to transplant it. Wish me luck. Come on. this little thing here. Pull the battery out. Ideally put the battery in the correct way onto the charger. Okay. Battery pack number 2 is in. Come on, baby. All right. Come on. Get in there. It's alive! Alright. Fantastic. We made it! Round of applause. Alright. So let's see, what are we gonna do about the hilts of these swords? Because I already know I want to use the... what is this called? Sycorax bronze on the blades. It's a very bright bronzy color. What do I want to do about the hilts? I don't want to make him too dark, but I also don't want to make him too bright. So yeah, let's just stick with the ochre. Let's go ahead and mix in this stuff. Bring the color of the ochre down just a little bit, I think. Just a tiny bit, nothing too severe. I think that'll be perfect. It's a little muddy, but nothing too bad. There we go. We're gonna hit all these accent pieces. With this color. I also noticed some bits that I forgot to hit with the brown, so I'm going to do that as well. Before it goes away completely. That in there. There we go. End bit on this sword. Or scabbard, rather. Bit of a detail here. It's gonna be a little bit difficult getting the yellow to work on some of these parts that are already painted brown. That's okay, we'll figure it out. Alright, on to the older sister stuff. I just noticed that this is a very primary color scheme. Like a primary blue, secondary red, and now some yellow detail. Definitely was not my intention, but we'll take it. Okay. A little bit more on this bit here. Alright. We almost have the base coat's done. Just need to hit the swords, hit the hair, figure out what we don't want to do with the hair, my goodness. You know what I'm thinking for the hair? We might just do what we've been doing with the other elves that we've painted so far on stream. And that is that we're going to give them a very dark bronze hair color. That way we don't have to worry about highlighting or anything, we can just rely on the metallic sheen. Shouldn't need too much, just a little dollop here. Ow! First one of this battery, fantastic. There we go. And we're back. Alright, let's hit these blades with this metallic. Not a huge fan of the way this looks, but it is what it is. Having painted a few blades with the bronze color up to now, I feel like it's definitely a color that is more befitting of like a blunt weapon. But it's fine. It's fine the way it is. Before this goes away completely. There we go. Let me clean these up a little bit. Let's see. Trying to touch up all the brown stuff. Because it was a little thin the first time around. So I could use a second coat. All right. Okay. Oh man, this part is the back of this scabbard on the older sister. Okay. 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 Hit the button. There we go. Almost done with the base coats. Ah! I am shocked that the camera stayed connected. There we go. Whew. I have to have this tripod so close. And the cord that I bought to connect the camera to the computer is not the greatest. Alright, where's my super dark bronze? Warplock bronze, yeah. They'd probably benefit from a lighter hair color, considering how dark the color schemes are at the moment. But I don't want the hair color to be like a focus, right? I don't want to pull attention away from the rest of the mini. Get a nice big old glob there, and get one more for good measure. There we go. Waste some paint, push the button. Thin this out just a little bit. Let's hit the hair. Try not to hit the face or the ears. Whoa. Got a little bit on the cheek there. See if I can't wick that away. It doesn't look like it. Oh well. Oh, hit the button. Hit the button. Boop. Got it. Okay. We're just gonna have to deal with that. Alright. Older sister's hair is done. Not for younger sisters. Ooh, I haven't even considered what to do with her eyes yet. Bad as I am with those tiny, tiny details. Okay, got the bit next to the ear done on that side. Alright. Almost done. Couple more spots to dot. Alright, I think that turned out a lot better than the older sisters did. There we go. Nice, shiny dark hair. Oh, I forgot to hit the button. No! Infuriating. There we go. Okay. So now all that's really left to do is the bases. What kind of ground are they standing on here? It kind of looks like it's just rock. So what I'm thinking is we'll paint it like... We'll hit it with some black and white. And then what we'll do is we'll come over it with one of these speed paints. Perhaps. Because there is a gray one. Now the question is, do I have a free spot on my palette right now? Right here we do. Shake up the white. Are we working in this little corner here? A little more white. There we go. Want it to be mostly white because we want it to be not completely black, but like really gray. Alright. Good enough for that. We'll make use of this overpaint on the paintbrush. Hit with a basic gray first. Just to establish a base. There we go. Oh, I forgot to hit the button. 2 times in quick succession. There we go. Up. Aha. We got there. Yeah, we could just paint these a flat gray color. These bases. And that would be fine. They're not like a focal point. I'm not trying to make them particularly fancy. But I think we can do better than just flat gray. We can get creative with it, even if it is just going to be a rock. There we go. Alright. Got those two set up. And we're going to try to hit it with like streaks of white and black. I'll start with black because it has the fewest on the palette, the least on the palette. And we're just gonna like make some really messy scratches. Dot it. Yeah, nothing too intense, just a little bit here and there. See? Really messy, not super clean or purposeful. The younger sisters got a little bit more black. That's fine. Now we're going to do the same thing with the white. Just crisscrossing, hitting little dots. God, I don't even know if this is going to work. This is probably going to look terrible. That's just what it is to experiment. One big splotch of white right in the middle there. Gives it kind of a marbled look. Hit the button. Go. Bring that forward a little bit more front and center. We don't need these. Okay. Here we go. Nice and messy and splotchy. So the plan is, we're going to come in with the gray speed paint. And hopefully, that gray speed paint will bring that all together. It'll keep the bright spots and the dark spots, but it'll homogenize it a little bit. Make it more a cohesive gray. That's the plan anyways. I don't know if that's going to work. I could be completely wrong. Wow. But we're going to give it a shot. Before we move on, though, it's time to clear out the palette. Ew, look at that. Look at that gross mess. I got it on my fingers this time. Come on now. Come on now. There we go. Less gross. Still a mess, but not vomit. Okay, so what's our next step here? We have our base coats down. I guess we want to get a second coat, especially on the older sister here. We want to get a second coat on this cape, because it's really splotchy right now. I think what we'll do is the second coat will just be the darker red. The chaotic red from Army Painter. Hit the button. There we go. See if we can move that a little bit there. No? Okay. Move that up a little bit, maybe. No? That's fine. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Boop. We're gonna get a nice liberal splotch there. Come on, get in there. That should be enough. I could be wrong. There is a lot of ground to cover. But we're gonna give it a shot. Thin, 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 thin. Okay. I'm just gonna start going. Whoa. Maybe if the lighting was better, I'd be able to like just hold it here and paint. You know? But I really need that to be close up to my face in lighting like this. Oop, push the button. There we go. So with like a large thing like this, I can hold it down on in frame and actually paint it on camera for once. Whoa. But then for these smaller details, I'll have to bring it out. It's not ideal, but it's what we have to work with. go. What would probably help is if I gave more frequent updates. So we got that going. It's nice, a darker red now. Oh my god. Alright, didn't mess it up, fortunately. That would have been embarrassing. Not the most embarrassing thing that's happened so far. But embarrassing nonetheless. Gonna hit the rest of this red. Yeah, that mixture that we had for the base coat was fine. But it wasn't quite the richness that I was hoping for. You can sort of see the contrast there from the very front skirt and the side bits. How light those side bits are. It's not what I was going for. That's why we do 2 coats. Don't want the red to be light, we want it to be rich. And we can get that with the corn red. Go. So all those front bits are nice and dark now. And I gotta get those back bits too. And the underbits. Still gonna be a little splotchy, I think. Which is unfortunate. Might need to do another coat to get it an even dark red color. There we go. So we got the, you can see the gloss on the still wet paint there. Let's get a little bit more down there. There we go. I get the spot behind the arm over here. Okay. That's a bit closer to what I was going for originally. It's definitely much darker now, that's for sure. Hit the button. Now I want to keep the younger sister's red a bit brighter. Though I think we still will need to go... there we go. And give it another coat. Because it's also a little thin. But for that, we're going to need our mixture here. I don't know if we're going to need the corn red part of it. So we're going to start with the Tuscarora, If it doesn't quite get the same richness that we got before, we'll add a little bit of corn red in. There we go. Clean that brush off. Oop. And we're gonna pull some of this dark chaotic red, start mixing it in. Yeah, not quite getting the richness I was going for. That's a little bit fine, because I think this works out. Oh yeah, that's actually perfect. Didn't need the corn red after all. Yeah, you can sort of see how that's a little bit better. How to describe that? It's not as thin. You can't really see the gray of the primer through that anymore. Go get these undersides. Okay. Hit the arm bits. Oh, whoops, that's the handle for the sword. I just painted over again. Hilarious. Whatever, it's gonna stay that way. You can't even see it from the front of the model. It's all fine. It'll all work out in the end. You'll see. I'm gonna clean this paintbrush off. I'm gonna hit that button again. I'm gonna start doing that compulsively. Alright, now I'm gonna hit the scarf. Oh man. After we do this, I'm gonna need to stand up and do some stretches because I have been sitting for quite some time now. That is not exactly good for me. Okay. Try swapping these. Maybe you can get a little bit better view. You can sort of see this white spot on the mini behind. This one right here, up here, there. I missed that spot of the scalp with the speed paint. So now it's just kind of a bright spot on her forehead, which is hilarious. Okay, let me try to quickly get out from behind my tripod. Oh. Okay, we're gonna do some stretches. Oh. There we go. Push the button so it doesn't go to sleep. But man, the battery on this does not last nearly as long as I'd want it to. And I guess that's fine. What? It wasn't really designed for long-term streaming. It's like, oh, I'm gonna record my ride through this bike trail. That's what this kind of camera is for. Or like, oh man, we went up on this canyon. Now I want to take a big panorama picture. Ugh. Yeah, okay, so I think next what we want to do is hit the armor, but I'm a little bit torn. I don't know if I want to go back over the armor so much. I kind of like the not quite uniform color. Especially on this one here. I don't want it to feel like a solid brick of one color, the way I want like this cape to look like that. Now in hindsight with this cape, I could have done the entire thing in corn red. And like done some just harsher shadows. As you can see the shadows really clearly here. I could have just painted those on. But here we are. It is what it is. So yeah, I think our next step is going to be trying to fix this. Oh my goodness. Gustav. Thank you so much for the raid, my friend. Not exactly playing Battle Operation this time, but I guess that's fine. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, welcome to the Flat Park Courthouse. My name is Tyler Cohen. I am the judge that presides over this fair kangaroo court. And today we're not playing games, we're painting miniatures. These two little elf warriors. Warrior women. With my sort of new camera. I tend to rate art streams and like often too. Really? Huh. Well then, look at that. I'm a perfect match then. I usually do this like once a week, usually on Fridays. But yeah. I plan to also do like Gunpla building streams at some point. I've got like a little Gundam artifact kit that I've been looking to try out. But for now, we're sticking to the mini painting. Whoa. Yeah, how are you guys doing? How's the stream, Gustav? Whoa. Oh, there it is. Oh no, the camera! Ah! This is what I've been struggling with this entire time. This camera was not built for these sorts of things. So it only stays on for a few minutes before shutting itself off. So I have to continuously hit this little button on top. Alrighty. I'm gonna break out the speed paints. Doing alright, had some good rough matches. Oh, it's a shame. But good and rough. Shame, but also good. Also played some G-Generation Genesis. Nice! I haven't really looked into the like big announcements that they did. I saw that the Kshatriya is coming to GBO2, which is amazing and terrifying. But let's see, what was that? They're gonna do a mobile game as well. It's possible to have it plugged in or some settings changed. There might be a screensaver setting that I can change. Wow. But as far as I know, there's no plug-in. It has just like chargeable battery packs. Degeneration Eternal, yeah. So for the time being, it's a little inconvenient, but I can deal with the button pushing thing. I just have to make sure it becomes an impulse. Good if it is a mobile game and it's something they've done before. Really? Yeah, I'm definitely interested in trying that. I've recently freed up some space on my phone by getting rid of some gacha games. So I'd love to find another one to play. I think that'd be really cool. But now we get into the West. Nice! Like, I saw that it had all of the Gundam timelines and universes. Like, my goodness. That is some nice fan service. This isn't quite working out as well as I had hoped. Maybe it'll look better once it's dry. Not holding my breath, though. Yeah, I'm definitely interested in Eternal. Don't know if I'll ever play it on stream, but you never know. It might strike my fancy such that I'm like, man, I want to share my experience with other people. And who knows? What if it can be emulated well enough? Yeah, I mean, I've seen people streaming stuff like Fate Go and Fire Emblem Heroes, so I imagine you wouldn't even need to. You could probably just connect with your phone or stream from your phone. I mean, I say that as someone who has never done that before, so... I'm not exactly the authority on that. Alright, so I kind of messed up these bases, but... They're not really the focal point. Not super worried about it. But now... it might be time to start highlighting stuff, but before we do that, though... I'm gonna try something out that I recently saw on YouTube. I can't do it exactly as I saw it, but I can give it a shot. Oh, I forgot to push the button. Ah! One of these days, I'll learn. Alright, so I got this little piece of cardboard here. I'm going to do some dry brushing. I'm not going to do too much. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this really bright bronze color. And I'm going to dry brush all these dark armor bits. Just to, like, really make the edges pop. And I'm going to try to go back through it with a lighter blue color. Or maybe with the same blue color. And just sort of, like, water it down a lot. Gotta bust out my dry brush. Da, 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 da. Come on now. Come to me. We're just gonna pull this straight out of here. I would normally do this on a paper towel, but I've seen some people do it on cardboard. I want to see if that works. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see if this idea will bear fruit. Not quite. Not entirely what I was intending with this. But we might be able to make this work. So it's kind of giving it a... there we go. Sort of a bronzy tinge to the blue. Again, not quite what I was looking for, but... definitely makes it feel... more armory. Gives it a nice sheen without being overpowering and metallic. Okay. Huh. You know, I'm actually not too unhappy with that. It looks kind of cool. Let's see on this one how it works. Ah, the button. This is what happens when you get too excited. You lose track. There we go. Ooh, yes. Oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes, oh, yes. Having had some time to think about it, the button, I really should just glue it down, my goodness. Ooh. I just gotta remember to do it. It's gotta be like breathing. So, took a breath, push the button. Yeah, one of these days I'll get an actual, like, proper camera. One that isn't meant for recording, like, trail footage. Because what it is, it's a, like, discount GoPro. Whoa. I need to put some more paint down. Got a little bit on the hands, that's fine. Yeah, let's get a little bit more paint for the dry brushing. Do you have to throw anything? Might be good to get crowdfunded. Not a bad idea. I'm actually not super familiar with Throne. Like, I've seen people posting about it on Twitter, but I've never really considered getting one. I mean, I could definitely afford a camera. I am not wanting for money, I can tell you that much, but it's definitely one of those things where it's like, oh, amongst my other bills, I should prioritize other things. But we'll see. I might consider trying to get it crowdfunded. That would certainly be an economical way of going about it. Go, maybe get a little bit more on this side. Okay. So yeah, this worked out a little bit better than I thought it would. Let's clean this dry brush off. I don't know if I can bring these a bit closer. I don't know if you can really see the effect, but that blue armor now has this sheen to it. This really nice bronzy sheen. That nice voice cracky bronzy sheen. Thank you, dry brush. Can get this thing out of here. Whoa. Yeah, see, you can sort of see it. You can see the sheen coming off the armor now. Very nice. Definitely did not see that working out the way it did. And I was planning on actually like highlighting the armor with like a really light, like a bright blue. But seeing this, I kind of like it a lot more. Like just as like the dry brushed. So yeah. We're gonna leave it just like that. We're not gonna mire that with this really extremely noisy troglodyte blue. Ooh. Pretty happy with that. Voice cracky Sheen is not a Sheen I'm familiar with. He's the long lost Sheen kid. Ooh. If I knew anything about Charlie Sheen, I'd say it was one of his illegitimate children, but I know nothing about his life. Troglodyte blue. Yeah. Interesting way to title that. I thought only Citadel did extremely bizarre names, but no. They're all pretty weird. Alright, so now what I really want to do is start working on the reds. I think what I'm going to do is we're going to start with this one. And we're going to sort of cover all of the red that we have so far with corn red. Oh god, that's what it is. That's what it's called. I told you. I do not lie. I may fib, but never lie. But there is... Let's see here. Crypt Wraith should work. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to mix this corn red with Crypt Wraith green. Wah. And what that will do is bring the color of the red down. And it should give me just like a perfect shade. At least it has in my experience. Oh god, what I really need to do is like get myself like an Instagram or something just to dump all of my miniature painting photos. That'd be nice. Because like I post them to Twitter usually whenever I finish them, but it's so easy for that to get lost. Where's the button? Alright. Crypt Wraith green. Let me make sure this is shaken up properly. Blah, la, 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 la. Okay. Dollop of that right there. Maybe a little bit more than a dollop. Wallop. A little bit of moisture in the brush. Just gonna mix these two up. I can sort of see it there. Okay. Don't know if that's enough paint to get me across the entire mini. But we're certainly going to try it out. It actually matches super well with the red that was already on there. So that should make it nice and wow, solid compared to how it was before. And ideally what we'll do is build up from this color. So that we have this dark shade in the crevices and then a brighter shade of red at the peaks. Oh god. Almost went for the wrong color. Probably not going to hit every last bit of red here. Just enough to sell the idea. There we go. Okay. Get this back bit of the skirt. Yeah, also welcome, Despy. Thanks for stopping by. Always appreciate it. Woo! There we go. Clean out the brush here. Alright, so now that should be very, very solid now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into corn red here. Go, get a little bit of that moisture off. I'm going to sort of hit the peaks a bit. There we go. Get a little bit more. Don't know if that's really going to read on camera, but oh yeah, it reads kind of well. I did a sort of wet blend, not quite a proper blend, I don't think, but enough for it to register at least. Not quite going to be able to do that with the other side because it's already dry, but I can still hit these raised bits. with a thinned down corn red. Definitely should have used like a detail brush for this, but eh. Oh hey, Lemon, how's it going? I am doing very well, actually. Trying out a new camera. It looks better than the other one, for sure. But it has its own quirks, let's say. Specifically, it likes to shut itself off if I don't push a button every few minutes. But, you know, that's fine. Good to hear. Whew. Okay. I don't know what it is about red capes, but I absolutely love painting them. Ooh. Yeah, I like the way it's looking. Bow. How's the front look? It's a little... I mean, you can kind of see the highlights. I think I'm going to build those up a little bit more, though. There we go. Again, I should definitely be using a detail brush for this, but I can't be bothered at the moment. I am kind of in a groove at the moment, for the time being. Anyways. And I would like to stay in that groove. Ah. And now you can get a little bit more of that corn red coming through. Okay. God, this frontmost sash is giving me so much trouble. Alright, how's that still look? Oh yeah. I feel like that's coming through pretty nicely. It's almost coming through better on camera than it does in real life. Kind of makes me want to exaggerate this even more. Just like maybe add some ochre to the red. Get kind of an orangish glow going. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Get out some more corn red. Then we're gonna hit... do I want to add this orange to it to lighten it up? Or the ochre, which will probably just make it more orange in general? That's the question. I don't have any, like, scarlet. I smell something burning. Oh my gosh. Yeah, go check on that. Don't leave something like that... Ugh. To chance. That's... Oh my goodness. Stay safe. Alright. 2 nice little brushfuls of corn red there. I guess I could also use off-white. Or just regular white. Yeah, I don't know why I'm trying to be so fancy with it. I can just hit it with regular white and bring the color up. That might make it kind of pink, though. What to do, what to do? Let's try the orange. It disappeared. Okay. That's good. I hope. You can never be too sure with things like that. Okay. Let's go ahead and mix this orange into the red, and hopefully that'll brighten it up without making it too orangey itself. It's kind of having an effect, but not really. Might need to mix some more in there. Because I don't want to really use the white, because I don't want it to become, you know, pink. I think I put too much in. Oh, no, maybe. Hold on. That might be okay. Still doesn't look that different, but looks brighter. Tiny bit. Let's put on a little bit more orange. Let's just full send it here. Caution to the wind. Alright, I think that will do. I feel like it's noticeably brighter than the base corn red. But my eyes could be playing tricks on me. Alright, let's give it a shot. Oh wow, that is way brighter, yeah. That's kind of exactly what I wanted as well. Giving it a nice sharp contrast between the peaks and the valleys in the cape. Now it should be super, super apparent. I mean, not super apparent, but you know. There's a noticeable difference in brightness. That's much more extreme. Oh, shoot. Huh? I may have made a boo-boo. I hit the armor with the red. Alright, I think I was able to wick it off for the most part. There's a tiny little bit of residue, but you can't really see it anymore. You have to, like, really look for it if you wanted to see that boo-boo. That was a bit thick. That's fine, I suppose. Okay. Hit this a little bit more. This one as well. Alright. Hit the button, just to be safe. Let's pull these paints back over into the corner here. Oh. Really liking that contrast. Let's bring some of that brightness up to the front now. Woo. Be real careful with it here. Especially with this one. There we go. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. You can sort of see the highlights there, maybe. Maybe just a little bit. Hit the button. Alright. Okay. Probably make one more pass on the front with the highlights, and then we'll probably just call that one done. Oh. Okay. Now there's also this little bit back here that I kind of want to hit as well. So what we're going to try to do is go back with the plain corn red that we've got still up here. Hopefully it's not too dry. Oh, looks like we got it reconstituted nicely. And we're going to try to hit these bits here. And hopefully not mess anything up. All right. Not super noticeable, but it doesn't need to be super noticeable. It's a background detail, really. Let's get a little bit more on this last flap here. There we go. And we'll go straight into the brighter highlight. Let's see how this works. Oop. Might have been a little overzealous there. It's a bit better. Looks a little bit brighter. Alright, can't really see that. You could sort of see the color difference. It's not too pronounced, but I guess if you were to look closely at it, it would look kind of nice. Maybe. I should mention, while the lighting is kind of okay, like right here, it's kind of washed out for me. Oh, I just realized I have orange is still just sitting open. That's unfortunate. So I can't really see the details super well. That's fine. Okay. Now then. Interesting. So, this model has, I don't know if you can really see it, but there's a trim along the skirt here. Initially, I was going to use like a highlight color for that, but I'm thinking now I want to use the really bright bronze color. Let's see here. Well, we'll worry about that in a minute. For now, let's just get the red bits highlighted. Whoa. Oh, that pot was not quite closed all the way. That's kind of scary. I'm glad it didn't send paint flying everywhere. Okay. So this was made with a different color red to darken it down. So hopefully this won't be too jarring of a change. Oh, too much water. There we go. Let's go ahead and get most of that off. There's not quite as many folds either to hit with highlights. Oops, kind of fat-fingered one of those. That's okay. Hit the button. Oops. Okay. This one definitely would have benefited a lot more from the detail brush. Because that is not looking super great. Like, you can't really tell, it doesn't seem like. That's even been highlighted at all. Any other spots I can hit? Not really. Oh, let's move on to the arm bits. And the sash. And the scarf. Yeah, surprisingly, not quite as many opportunities to really make a highlight look super cool. At least not at my skill level. I'll try to keep building that up so that really pops. And we'll hit those little details. Now we're going to use the white. Because this is already kind of a washed out red. So it's okay if we wash it out a little bit more with some white. Gotta try to not hit this green that's in the palette as well, though. Alright, that should be plenty. That'll like really pinkify this. Oh yeah, that is extremely washed out now. Did I go overboard? Maybe. This is pretty much exactly why I didn't want to use this, or white, for the corn red. But for this specific application, I think it'll be fine. Alright, definitely stands out a little bit more. Still kind of tough to see. Doesn't really mesh well. Less of a blend and more of just a straight up highlight, but that's fine. I feel like the arm guards, it's actually a bit more noticeable. Don't know if I can really make that more in focus. I guess that's another thing that's kind of a downside to this camera, is that, like my webcam, it doesn't have a focus function or a zoom function. It just sort of does what it does. And for my purposes at the moment, that's fine. I think that's good to call that. I'm not going to spend as much time on this red as I did with this one. There's a lot more on this model that can attract the eye. There's much more to look at than just the big red cape. Clean out my palette. Ooh. This one looks like wine. That is a spot better than the vomit-looking mess that was left the last time. We've got a lot more paint on my fingers this time, though. Alright, so there's still some more stuff to be done with this model, though. We've got these little orange splotches here. So let's do the face. And of course, we have to detail up the yellow bits, try to make them look a little bit more like a faux gold. We have to do the same thing on this model, but it's a little less to do. So let's focus on this one for now. Start with the orange. For this one, we're actually just going to do more plain white to highlight. Wow. I'm going to get that wiped off. Got too much paint close up to the base of the bristles there. Definitely don't want that to dry out. Alright. And let's add some white in there. And as we've already seen, that is too much white. Let's get this all mixed in here. Okay. That should be plenty. You know what? I'm gonna do the responsible thing. I'm gonna bust out my detail brush. Because these little orange pieces are kind of small. Come here, little baby detail brush. go. Let's get you all loaded up with paint. Wunderbar. Okay. Alright, safe to say, I'm not the best with a detail brush. Make sure this is nice and clean, and we'll try to see. You can see the highlights that I tried to do. At least on the satchel in the back. Not so much on these front bits here. That was just sort of in shade anyways, so. Good enough for me. Alright. Alright. Now, I'm gonna try to hit those little fringes on the bottom of the skirt. Why did I do that? There we go. I actually don't really want to use the detail brush for this. Oddly enough. I just feel like it'll be easier. Actually, I might even want to use the dry brush. That might work out better. I can't guarantee that, but I can only try. Where's my piece of cardboard? Let's get that nice and worked in there. Work it out on the cardboard. Okay, okay. It's looking all right. Not exactly what I was looking for, though. So I think I might actually try to pick out each of the individual details. You can really see. It's kind of got a metallic sheen to it, but not quite what I'm looking for. I want it to be a little bit more pronounced. Make sure that gets nice and cleaned out. Alright. Here we go. This is going to be tedious. And it's going to be slow. What-a-pow. May have dropped my brush just then. And now that I put the mini down, I've lost track of where I was. Should that get dried off? Alright. Okay, there we are. In hindsight, push the button. It might have been easier to just paint this entire trim this color. But it's too late to turn back now. We're committed to the bit. Okay. Oh yeah, I feel like that's a lot better. Okay. Much more pronounced now, I think. Okay. Let's do the yellow bits now. Hit the button. Too much yellow, whatever. We definitely did not need this big old glob here. But maybe it'll come in handy. When we go to highlight things. I don't think I mixed this up enough. That might be not quite mixed properly, pigment and medium-wise. Let's give it a quick swish real quick. Still seems kind of runny, but we will deal with that. I say kind of runny. Look how much is expanded. That is barely solid. Yellow is already a color that kind of has some difficulty. It's kind of a very transparent color. all on its own. Wow. Push the button. There we go. Alright, so some of this stuff is a little bit more bright now. That's good. Now we want to mix it with the white. Oh, we can actually just use this white here. That white will hopefully give it some more body. So that it's not just this loose mess. Button. Okay. I'm really bad at the non-metallic gold technique, but I think this will do just fine. Go. Messed that up pretty bad. Alright. Hardly a non-metallic gold, but it will do. As long as it makes it look a little shinier. Kinda did that. Looks a little rough. Alright, so two things that I want to do. First of all, I need to fix this weird little bright spot on this one's face, where I didn't hit it with the skin tone. Second, I need to hit the eyebrows with some paint. And third, I had to decide if I want to do the eyes. Like, if I want to take the risk of destroying the face by attempting eyeballs. I'm really not sure if I want to do that. Let's see. So first things first, I'm going to hit the bright spot. Bring out the brush that I use for these. I'm just going to get a little bit. Grab the correct model, please. There we go. we go. Problem solved. Issue corrected. Perfection. And now, for the eyebrows. Make sure that's nice and mixed. This is another one of those things where probably a good idea to use a detail brush because, you know, eyebrows aren't exactly the largest details on a miniature like this. But you know what? I feel like living dangerously today. Here we go. Hoo, 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 hoo. Living on the edge. Oh. We're halfway there. Oh, living on the edge. That's how that song goes, right? Okay. Ooh, gave her some angry eyebrows. You probably can't see it, like, at all. But they're there, I promise. That one already had a little bit of an eyebrow. And we got some thickum eyebrows going. You can sort of see it. It's not really in focus, but you can sort of see it. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother with the eyebrows. I mean the eyeballs. Eyebrows are fine. The eyebrows do just enough. Alright. Let's do one last check. See if there's anything else to do with these minis. Honestly, I think that might be good. Yeah. The faces are, of course, not going to be great. But overall, let's see if we can get like a bit brighter. Let's see. Oh, those shadows. Yeah, that works out. I think we can call these done. I'll bring them kind of close to see if we can... Yeah, they're pretty fuzzy. And as long as you're not watching full screen, it should be fine, right? It's not going to look too gross. Can't really make out too many details, but... Overall, still lots of nice detail. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm actually surprisingly very proud of this one. Bendy sword and all. Because I don't know, there's something about painting a cape like this that just fires off all the neurons. This is... I love it. Also, the armor didn't go as planned, but I think I like this better than what I had planned. Or basically I just painted it a solid color and then dry brushed some metallic onto it. And it's still clearly blue armor, but it's got that metallic sheen to it now. Oh. Yeah, I think we can call that done. 2 warrior elf sisters. There we go. Eh. Can't get a good balance of light there. Oh, there we go. All finished. Woo! You can see my shadow. Oh, excitement. Woo, woo, woo. Woo. And none too soon, because our battery's starting to run low on this camera. Overall, that's not too bad. Like, both batteries almost lasted 4 hours. As long as I'm not doing anything too time intensive, that should work. Oh. I think it's about time we wrap this up. Because I'm tired. It's 5 a.m. Oh my gosh. Time flies when you're painting minis. Alright. Whew. Anyways, everybody. We finished 2 more minis tonight. On the dot, yeah. These are the last 2 pre-primed minis that I had just sitting around the house. So I'll have to go and buy some more. Or I also have like almost 30 dwarves to build, so I might actually do that next time. Who knows? Maybe I'll do a Gundam Artifact kit. Yeah, the sky's the limit. We'll see. Ugh. But anyway, thank you all for watching. Gustav, thank you so much for the raid. I always do very much appreciate it. Lemon, thanks for popping in for a bit. Also, Despy, always appreciate it. But with that, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this court is adjourned. You all have a wonderful evening or day, depending on where you are. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.